We live in a society where it's more accepted to be in a bad and unhappy relationship than a non-relationship. I don't even know how to start this video, but I'm Stella and I never been in a relationship. Maybe I start with why I think this video is so important. I think it's very important for all of us to share our stories, because when I was on my journey, I was very confused for a large portion of my life, because I didn't know in which bucket I fit. I was clearly not fitting. Freud. Hätte so viel Freude. I was very confused, and nowadays I am very strong and I'm very confident in my kind of sexual identity as a asexual, aromantic woman that never was and also never wants to be in a relationship. But I think it's very important for all of us to share our journey in defining our identity and also in figuring out what we want and what we don't want, because without representation, without another video on this platform on YouTube, I would have been stuck for more years, probably feeling unwell and somehow, I don't know, it's very hard to explain. I always had the feeling that the concept that I liked in my brain, the one of romantic love and being in a relationship, that was not for me, and that always played out very strongly when I made attempts and was trying to force it to happen. And this is where all those situationships and all my kind of sexual and romantic experiences came from, but without really feeling it. It was more like playing a role and, you know, doing as you do and as everyone in your friend group and in your family is expecting you to do. So there was a lot of, hey, I have to live up to expectations. And when I was a teenager, there was no internet. When I was basically in that kind of phase of, okay, where do I want to be, and, you know, how are things playing out, there was no representation whatsoever. There was only black and white. So the only options that were somehow options was you were normal, and I have to phrase it like that. You were normal back then. You were also in a relationship. That was kind of the goal, and we come back to that later. Or you were gay, lesbian, and that was it. And yeah, there was nothing. There was absolutely a void, and that there are people that are either or, and that there is a whole spectrum of different colors and identities and ways of life and preferences, and they are all okay. That was just not, that knowledge was just not available to us, because again, when I was a teenager, we did not have the internet, and the sources you could draw experiences from were very limited. And I feel it's such a blessing nowadays that we are exposed to different ways of thinking and different ways of perceiving the world, and we can basically try to figure out where we stand with all of that. And I feel that is the big advantage, because what I have to say, and I think what is the misconception of all those radical people, and I have no love whatsoever for radicalism, but they think, oh, right, you get influenced to be gay, you get influenced to be that, you get influenced to be... No, 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 no. You've always been there, and you try to figure out, at least it was for me, I was trying to figure out what is the bucket I'm in. I'm clearly not in the buckets that were presented to me. I'm in a different bucket, but I want to figure out where I'm fitting in. And I was stumbling, I think back in 2015 or 2016. So basically very recently, very late in my life as well. I'm turning 50 this year. But I feel many people in my generation are just trying to figure out their identity and their way of living, because again, there was no representation whatsoever back in the days when we were basically developing, and we were just kind of pressured in the way of life that is normal. And I feel it's a very human need to fit in. I always say our brain was updated somewhere in the Stone Ages, right? And if you swim against the flow, and if you are very different from anyone else, there's a part of your brain that says you have to stick with your tribe. You cannot wander off alone, because your survival depends on being part of a group. And the need of being part of a social group, we are very social creatures. That is something that is just ingrained in our DNA, because it's a way of survival, right? You cannot get through the next dark winter without other people around you. And I think this is very... it's very important to understand. It's not just, oh yeah, then do what you want. No, no, no. We want to be accepted. We want to be loved. We want to be part of a group. We want to be part of a family. And still, we are so different. And in accepting our differences and figuring out that we are not alone is such an essential thing. And it also was for me. And as I said, I stumbled over a YouTube video that was like, okay, 10 reasons why I figured out that I was asexual. And I never resonated so much with a video. And it was a very small channel, and I don't think this channel exists anymore. If I find the channel, I will link the video below, because it helped me, and maybe it will also, you know, help you. But then also, right within that identity, I saw the similarities, but also my differences. I never fell in love, for example. I thought I fell in love, but that is something completely different. And I love my friends. I have a very strong, very loving inner circle in my life, and I'm super loyal, and I love the people around me. But it's something so different from what you might call a romantic love. And some of the concepts and the drama, I have to admit, like from teenage years on, I could never really fathom what this is all. What is that all about? I remember when I was a teenager and my best friend got cheated on by her boyfriend, and I was like, yeah, okay, come on then. Either leave him or do the same. I don't get the fuss. And this gives you an idea of a completely different inner perception to that, because I just never got the hype. That is essentially. I also when breaking up in my situationships, I was so chill, because I was okay, do we want to do that, do we not? Tell me. I mean, you can talk to me like to a stupid person. I don't care. And I think he was completely taken aback and a little bit overwhelmed, because usually the discussions he had with women were completely different. Also, the whole love bombing thing, I was like, yeah, come guy, chill. I mean, yeah, I was progressing through life, and I was then kind of at a point at 30, I think I was like, oh, you still have time, you don't have to. I then stumbled into the next situationship, I think with 35, and it lasted about 4 or 5 months maybe. I think then I was a very strong awareness of, I think I'm good. I don't need that. Can I please spare my energy and concentrate on the things in life that are important to me? And the older I got, also the lesser pressure I got, because there is a lot of pressure, especially on women, I feel, between the ages of maybe, yeah, end of 20s, end of 30s, when it comes to getting pregnant and having a family, because those are your productive years. This is so awful. And people were like, yes, your inner clock not ticking. And I was always like, from the start, I was like, I don't want children. And people were always putting it off as, this is just a phase, and I'm doing that a lot, but this is how I perceive it. This is just a phase. You will change your mind. If the right guy is coming into your life, you will be there and all for it. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And it was very confusing, because at a part of my life, I thought I was a lesbian. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not that into men. But I also had to agree with myself that I'm also absolutely not that into women. I'm just not into it. And I tried to explain it to a friend once, that when I would meet Jason Momoa, and I really like Jason Momoa, and I mean, I'm not blind. I'm also very there for attractiveness, and I know exactly, like, when a guy, also a woman, but a guy is very attractive, and you know, I get it. I absolutely get it. But if I have the chance to go and have sex with him, or go and have a beer with him, I would say, let's have a beer. I mean, I'm all here for Netflix and chill, but let's put the deep TV on, please, because I have snacks and I want to enjoy this evening and maybe also have a good conversation. I'm just not into the other stuff. On the other hand, then you also, of course, have a you have sexual needs. So that it's not like that you're completely repulsed. At least I'm not. And I know there is a full, again, right? This is a full pool of different people that experience it very different. So yes, I have a sexual urge, and yes, it's good to coming off. But I cannot even believe that I'm that open on the internet. But I think it is important. Those are different things. It is completely different. Coming to terms with that, being confident in that kind of identity, being happy and fulfilled in a life where I know, no, I don't want to have a partner. Neither nor no. I'm good. I have my friends, I have my family, I have my cats that are sleeping up there, and I am good. I am Stella, I'm asexual, I'm aromantic, and I will never have a relationship. And this is amazing. And I think it is so important to say it out loud for people to hear, because we live in a society where it's more accepted to be in a bad and unhappy relationship than a non-relationship. We live in a society where being in a relationship is the ultimate goal. It feels like failure to not having achieved that, even if it's not your cup of tea. And I do not have to change so others feel better about it, or that I'm meeting other people's expectations. I can concentrate on my own happiness and my own health and on my career goals and on everything else. But I also know exactly what I don't want. And I know this video might have been a little bit messy, maybe, but I hope you, if you needed to hear it, you heard what was important for you. I would love to hear your stories, so yeah, reach out, leave this video also a like, and I hope to see you very soon on this channel again. And until that,